All right, and welcome everyone. So here we're going to do a nice quick project where we're going to model a chair. So Blender always starts you off with this cube here. So let's just squash that cube using the scale tool down into a flat rectangle. We're mostly going to stick with just this one main three-dimensional square, this rectangle shape. Only instead we're going to slice it up into pieces so that we can turn it into the back of the chair and the legs. All right, so what we're going to need to do here, let's see. I'm going to drag this down. Now, you are more than welcome, if you prefer, of course, to do this more mathematically. So you can jump into your properties menu like we've done previously and actually type in all of the numbers and digits that you'd prefer to do. Me personally, I actually like doing it more by hand. So for the sake of this demo here, I'm going to go ahead and just mainly use my scale tools, rotate tool and move tool, and adjust things, again, manually. All right? Okay. All right, so I've got my rectangle flat shape here. This will be the base of the chair. I'm going to switch over to edit mode. That's important. And then I'm going to go ahead and start thinking about how I can slice this up to eventually convert it into the back side and the legs of the chair. Now, it seems like this could be a really complicated process, but it's actually not. I'm going to do a technique called a loop cut. To do that, you want to select the top face of the square, and then you're going to look down at your keyboard and do Control R, and that will do a loop cut. Now, what's neat is you can slice these individually, or you can do a loop cut and then on your keyboard type in a particular number. And when you do that, it will actually pull up multiple loop cuts evenly spaced at the exact same time. So you can choose to do this either which way you want. Loop cuts can also go horizontally or vertically. So let's just play around here real quick. I'm going to do some loop cuts. We'll do some individual ones here. There we go. So if I press the number 4, notice how I get 4 evenly spaced loop cuts. Now, if I keep typing, you'll see I get hundreds of loop cuts. Just hit the delete key, that's okay, and we'll minimize back down to something more manageable. So right there's 4, I click my mouse, and now I've got 4 evenly spaced loop cuts, which gives me 5 spaces, right? You can make as many loop cuts as you want. The more you make, the smaller these pieces become. I can also, again, do some manual loop cuts. So I'm just going to do one at a time, just like that. And I can slide it and move it wherever I want to. All right. Now what's neat is these slice right through your entire object, just like it's a piece of clay. I can grab each individual piece here, or what's even easier, if I hold down on my keyboard, if I hold down the Command key, I can grab all of those at once, just like so. Okay? I can use my Move tool to slide it to the back to make it a little bit more narrow. I'm going to change it so that I can select the faces, just the top face, and this will eventually become the back of the chair. Now if I move it upwards, whoop, look at how I get a ramp. I don't really want that. So instead of moving upwards, I need to extrude. So I'm going to click the E key and move it straight up on the Z axis, and that will become the back of my chair, kind of like a block-looking kind of Lego chair. Now we need to add the feet. So on the bottom side of my chair here, I'm going to grab all of the portions of the front loop cut and move it to the front. So again, I get these more narrow slices. I'm going to hold down Shift and select each of the corner squares. And again, click the E key to extrude out the legs. And you can make them as long or short as you want to. And there you go. In a matter of minutes, you have made a chair. I can switch back to object mode, and then just like we did with the baseball bat project, I can go over into my properties menu and play with my materials or play with my textures. So you can add a wooden texture if you want to. You can change the color of your chair. You can really make this chair any which way you want to. You can add arms onto the chair. Maybe you want some padding on top of it. Really let your heart's desire come to life here in Blender. Make it your own, okay? All right, have fun texturing and coloring your geometric chair. All the best. See you next time.